Hey guys, this is Benjamin. We've got our 2024 best pickleball shoe roundup. So as you can see from the picture, we've got quite a few pairs that we've tried. So let's just jump right into it. For 2024, our number one overall best pickleball shoe is going to be the ASICS Gel Revolution 9. I'm wearing the 2E wide model. This shoe had the best cushioning of any shoe that we've tested. And with I had knee issues and heel issues. So for me, that's a top priority. But even then, it's a good performance shoe. It's comfortable. It's got a good lacing system with heel lock configuration. All around, it's held up very good. Even though it's a white shoe, it still looks brand new. So for those reasons, this is my top pick for this year. The downsides to this shoe is it's expensive. It cost $144.95 when I purchased my pair. It is also the heaviest shoe in our lineup. So if that's a consideration for you, keep that in mind. And also this was the only color choice in the 2E model. So if you don't like those colors, you're kind of out of luck, but I make it work and I really have a good experience with this shoe. So next we have our number one tournament or performance shoe, and that's going to be the Adidas Barricade. So this shoe has a unique lacing system. It's asymmetrical and it literally allows the shoe to hug your foot. Great fit right out of the box. And it's a performance oriented shoe. You get tons of color choices, so you can always find colors that will match your style. And we've been able to find back models at significant discounts. The downside of the shoe is it is expensive if you buy the latest and greatest. So the Barricade 13s, which are this year's model, are $160. The model that's on the screen, I have a pair of these, and these are starting to show up on discount because they're the 2023 model. Also have pairs of the 2022 model. I found a pair for Jet on eBay for $60. So as long as you don't mind going back a model year or two, you can find these everywhere. Every tennis store carries them. They're on tons of e-com sites. So you can get a really good shoe, great shoe for a great price. The other issue I have with this shoe is the cushioning is slightly firm, and that's the trade-off you're gonna have between performance and comfort. And so you can mitigate that with inserts and soften them up a little bit. But if you have joint issues or you're a heavier guy like me, just something to keep in mind. I still wear these all the time for tournaments, but I wear my ASICS as my daily driver. Okay, so for our top value performer shoe, we have the Babolat SFX3. This is an all-around comfort shoe. It has the Michelin soles, which are high quality, last a long time. It's just below the ASICS in terms of cushioning, so it's a very forgiving shoe. And it also has a breathable mesh for hot days, which is great. Keeps your foot cool, and it also doesn't require any break-in because it has a flexible material. You get great quality and performance for the price. You can buy these brand new for $99, and if you go back a model year, the price just goes down from there. So if I was a rec or casual player and I'm just looking for a high quality shoe that's gonna serve me well, this would be my shoe. The downsides of this shoe is it lacks the wear guards that you'll see on like the ASICS and the higher end Babolats. So if you drag your toe or you have other contact areas with the court surface besides the sole, it'll wear a hole in the side of it fairly quickly. The other issue is I have a pair of these in white with the blue accents, and the mesh gets really dirty really fast. There's no way to keep it clean. So I would get the black and poppy, which is what is shown on the screen here. Jet has a pair of those and they've stayed clean until he wore the soles out of them. You're not gonna get the same level of performance as the ASICS or the Barricades. That's not this shoe's purpose. This shoe is designed for comfort. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so our best looking pickleball shoe, and Jet has two pairs of these. I went through one pair, is the Babolat Pro Pulse Fury 3. And as you can see from the screen, the shoe is just gorgeous right out of the box. I fell in love with the shoe when I first saw it. It has the Michelin soles, medium cushioning. It's right below the SFX3s. So a little bit softer than the Barricades, but not as soft as the SFXs or the ASICs. I wanted to make this shoe work. I tried, but the lacing system does not give much adjustability in terms of getting the upper to close around your foot. So they kind of either fit your feet or they don't. And Jet loves his. He's not really particular on how tight his shoes fit. But for me, I couldn't make them work. They are an expensive shoe. So for me, for them to not fit that well and be that expensive, that was kind of rough. And there's only really two color choices. You got the white and blue like you see here. Then they also have a gray one with lime accents. I would probably go with the gray because it's gonna stay cleaner, but the white shoe's absolutely beautiful. Just difficult to clean. All right, so shoe to avoid. This was the second shoe I ever bought, trying to find the perfect pickleball shoes. And this is the Acacia Tyler's signature shoe. And so the good things I will say about this is the sole looks like it's high quality and will last a long time. It's built specifically for pickleball. It even says pickleball on the side. It's a very lightweight shoe. The problems with this shoe are many. It's expensive, it's 130 bucks. The tongue is horrible. It pinches the top of your foot. It doesn't really cover the opening very well. I fought it and I just couldn't get it to where I was happy with it. The toe box, the width is perfect, but it's tall, so your foot still has a ton of slop in there, and I tried different ways to make it work, and I was not really happy with any of them. Overall, it just feels like a shoe that was almost right, but just not quite right. And I feel like Acacia took a good first pass at a pickleball shoe, but they don't have the experience of making court shoes like Asics, Adidas, and Babolat, and you can feel it in the way that it fits your foot. So if you're interested in all the stats that we use to make our decisions, we don't just throw the shoes on and like, oh, I love this one, or whatever. We did take a bunch of measurements. So I'm gonna go over a few of the important stats here real quick, but you can also go to joysofpickleball.com/blog. You'll see the post on there, top pickleball shoes, and it'll have all these measurements in there. We do toe box width, we do heel width, mass. There's a ton of different stuff in there if you're really into that, and all of it's explained, and you can read that if you want. But so here's the cost when we purchased these. The ASIC gels were the most expensive. These are size 13s. And so you can feel the quality is reflected in the price. And so if you're looking for a little cheaper shoe, the SFX3 is a good deal, and the Barricades can be a good deal if you find the older models. This was the price when I wrote the blog post. So the ASICs are still super expensive. You can find the 2022 models in size 13 for 68 bucks on eBay or other sites. And you can even get the Pro Pulse Furies on some sites for around $60. So as long as you're willing to shop and you don't have to have the latest and greatest, you can save a ton of money. So this is the average toe box width of the shoes that fit me. So you can see around 100 millimeters to 103. And why is millimeters important? Because if you do see the toe box width listed, it's in millimeters. Pickleball Central does a really good job of measuring the toe box width. So for me, if I see a shoe that's 99 to 103, I know that it's gonna fit pretty well. That's a generous medium, slightly wide in size 13. And then here's the toe box width for Jet shoes. He's also slightly wide, but these are size 8 shoes. Okay, so here's kind of the standards with toe box sizes, at least the way they're listed on the sites that we've seen. 91 to 94-ish, 93 is very narrow. 94 to 95, narrow. 95 to 99 is kind of your standard measurement. And then 100 to 102, 103 maybe is like a generous medium or a slightly wide. And then 102 plus is a true wide. okay? And so if you interpolate those values, you can quickly figure out, like, if I'm a size 10, I can figure out what my perfect shoe size is. So what I do is I pop the insole of my favorite pair of shoes out, right? And then you can just take a ruler. I've got a pair of digital calipers here, and just measure the widest part of the shoe, right? And so for this particular model, it's 100. But let's say you measure the widest part of your favorite insole and you're a size 10, and you measure, let's say 90, let's say 92. You're gonna be somewhere between a medium and a slightly wide. Now, if you're a size 11 and you measure a 92, you're gonna be somewhere between a medium and a narrow, okay? So you can use this little chart as a gauge, but just keep in mind that every brand of shoe makes different models. For example, when I bought my first Battlelots, they did not make the other shoes you see a lot of the pros where it's Jet Mach 3s, I think. They're only available in a narrow size. So those were off the books immediately. So that's why I have the Pro Pulse and the SFX3s. Those were listed as generous medium or slightly wide or 100 millimeter toe box. So just because you have a good fit in a particular brand, different models may have different toe box sizes. And that's why this is the most important measurement after your actual shoe size to know if you're ordering online. Because if you order a narrow shoe and you have a slightly wide foot, it shows up, it's going back because there's no way you're gonna make it fit. It's just gonna be a miserable experience. So if you know this little trick, you can do it with a ruler, you can do it with a seamstress tape, but just measure that wide spot of your insole and convert it to millimeters, and then you'll know where you should fall on this chart here. So as I said, we have all the other measurements on our blog post here. So if you're interested in that stuff, or you like to read, or you want to see pictures of Jet, we have all sorts of crazy stuff on here. We measured the mass, we measured the toe box width of the inside and the outside. We did the heel width. So if you have a narrow heel, you can find shoes that are gonna fit your foot insole wise. We also measured the length just to see how consistent it was. That wasn't super interesting. They're all within, a few fractions of an inch of each other. And then we go over the test procedures and all that. But that's basically it. That's our overview of all the pickleball shoes we've tried here for 2024. And if you guys like that, leave a like, subscribe, and go check out the blog post, comment on that. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Other shoes you guys want us to try, or measurements or tests you want us to do, we'd love to hear it. All right, we'll catch you guys next time.